Jimbo! We're here. We are here on this Wednesday, as we are every single Wednesday here on the YouTubes. Thank you for joining us, everybody. My name is King. That's Jimbo. This is Statesman Sports. This is not the official open yet. This is the open before the open, as you know we do. Everybody gets upset. We have 17 different opens. I understand, but there's a process to this. I get it. But here's the thing. I was already ready to come onto the show. We had subjects to talk about. We were going to do anything like that. And then there was a late breaking story. And I'll just say this, and then obviously we'll get into it. But there's a lesson here for everybody out there. Young, old, especially the male demographic, which I'm speaking to, which is looking at the analytics. That's the only people who watch us. There is literally no female viewers. Leave the only fan girls. Leave them alone. Whether you're just paying, giving up your good-earned dollars to see tush somewhere, or you're dating them for some reason, I don't know, or even in just a casual hookup relationship. Stop. Stay away from them. Get away from the OnlyFans girl. That's everybody to Stay Tuned Sports. It's your boy King. That's your good friend Jimbo right over there. Thank you so much for listening, by the way. If you want to help us out at all, please hit that like, share, and subscribe button. It helps us out tremendously with the algorithm. We're getting more people here to watch and subscribe. More watch time, better in the algorithm. Gets us higher in the thing. If you're here and you're watching us, please watch us to the end. That is fantastic. It is wonderful, and it'll be great. I would normally do more of the plugs stuff today, but I'm going to be a little selfish today. Today, we're going to have a little special plug. It's a special plug. A little bit more of a personal plug. Not that kind of plug. Get your mind out of the gutter. Instead, what I'm going to plug is a vote. I'm asking you to do the Democratic thing, and I ask you to vote for my nephew, Thomas. He is legitimately the Godzilla of the Northeast Pennsylvania gridiron. He is a beast out on the field. Also, and I'll say that, he's a monster on the field. But in real life, he's like me. He's a very sensitive boy. He's very sensitive.
Yes. Yeah.
Nicest guy in the world. Nicest kid. Best kid in the world. You like, to be honest. But you see him on the field, holy shit. He looks like he's actually J.J. Watt out there. He's of that size. Compared to everybody else, he literally towers. It is like Godzilla fighting a smaller monster. It's fantastic. It's wonderful. However, why I'm asking this is because this is for a special cause. It's a Youth Athlete of the Year. There are several organizations involved with this. The V Foundation is involved with this. Sports Illustrated, the Why Not You Foundation, and also Russell Wilson's 3 brand. They are also all involved with this. Whoever is voted to be the Youth Athlete of the Year, they're going to get a $25,000 college scholarship. That's going to help them out along their way there. And also they're going to be in an ad for the 3 brand. I believe it'll be an ad in Sports Illustrated or something like that, or along those lines. But again, just if you go scan that QR code or go to bit.ly/ThomasVote, all one word, bit.ly/ThomasVote, all lowercase, all one word. You can vote once every 24 hours. Okay. But if you donate money, which I believe the money would go then to the V Foundation and the Why Not You Foundation, if you donate, you can actually vote more within that 24-hour period. So it's kind of like politics. You give more money, you get more votes. Not doing political commentary here, but so if you do want to help out at all, the QR code is up there if you want to scan it, or the bit.ly, bit.ly/ThomasVote, all lowercase, all one word. The link is also in the description below and in the top of the chat if you would like to help out. And let's help this kid's dream. Come true. I like to see that because the kid, listen, he busts his ass. He's in the weight room every single day. He's on the practice field every day. He's a great leader. He helps out his teammates. That's the one thing that I've seen from him. He's been voted captain of his from I want to say 2 or 3 years ago from his Pee Wee team on up. Every year he's captain. He's that good, and not only is he good, but he's a good leader. And I really appreciate seeing that in him. It instills all those things in you. It's yes, he's a good kid. He's becoming a good young man, and he's on his way up. And you can help him a little bit with just going there to vote. Like I said, 1 vote per day every 24 hours, or if you donate a little bit of money to the V Foundation, you get multiple votes. They have a scale of however much you donate is how many more votes you can have. So that'll help out. So thank you so much, everybody. If you go and do that, vote for my nephew Thomas to go be Youth Athlete of the Year. So that is our bit of a sponsor shameless plug moment of the week that we'll do here for now. Jimbo, how are we doing? You got the orange muscle tee on today.
Yeah. Because it's
Dude, it's
pretty much the last day of the week that's supposed to be unbearably hot, at least up here. Now tomorrow it's supposed to be cool, but the humidity is supposed to be 80%.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's not great anywhere here in the Northeast. I don't know about anywhere else in the country. I'm gonna assume the South is a giant pot of swamp ass, since that's the natural state of being once you go below the Mason-Dixon. Hamster in the chat could probably tell us how it's all going down there. Not in your ass crack, just in the South. I don't want to know how your ass crack is doing, Hamster. No offense, but yeah, it's fucking hot.
And just the other thing I'll add too is I don't know if you start to watch it yet on Netflix. WWE has another docu-series.
I have seen that. I have not started watching yet. I've seen some clips from it.
Yeah, me and the wife watched the first 2 episodes, and you know what? It will it obviously gives you a different outlook of the wrestlers and the producers.
To a sense, right? Yeah.
And it gives you gives you a little bit more respect towards the wrestlers too, because even CM Punk, a 20-year vet, still gets anxious before going out there.
I think that's actually a pretty normal thing. If you ask anybody who does anything in the public, I tell you what, we do this show, this little podcast that we've been doing now for almost 10 years now. Me on and off, you pretty consistently. I still get nervous before we hit the air. When I see that live stream countdown getting down and we get to the 15 seconds, 10 seconds, 5 seconds, you get a little of that anxious tightness in the chest. You're like, just get ready for the show. Or am I having a heart attack? I'm not sure. And that's it. We're broadcasting to 2 people. Yeah. As much as I wish it was a lot more, and maybe the more we do this, and somehow we'll crack the algorithm, I'm not sure. But for right now, we broadcast to 2 people, and we love those 2 people, by the way. Hamster, ELS, we love you guys. So imagine that, but now you're going out in front of 15, 20,000 people, and then you talk about WrestleMania or some of the bigger pay-per-views, and you're going out there to 60, 70,000 people.
Yeah.
I would be a little anxious as well. I think that would give me a little bit of, so I think that's understandable. Hamster in the chat, by the way, says, come on down here. It's ridiculous. It's 106 heat index. No, that's why I said I'm a northern boy. I'm never doing that. Yes, Jimbo, you were going to say?
And the only other thing I'll say, and I'm not really spoiling anything, but you'll understand when you see it. Fuck Bruce Pritchard. You remember the wrestler?
Well, a lot of people don't like certain people of the the producers or things like that backstage. I do know Abyss, yes,
Yeah,
from
he was
TNA.
he was actually the producer for the Seth Rollins Punk January 6th match on Netflix,
Okay,
and I thought he did a hell of a job.
right,
But I'll leave it at
but
that. So I'll let
all
you
right. Well, I
guys
mean
watch the
that's
episode. And,
that is what it. There you go. Jimbo's giving everybody a glowing review. Go watch. I believe it's called Unreal.
yes.
On Netflix. It's kind of like their own version of Quarterback. Nice little because it's done by NFL Films. NFL Films produced it, so that's actually pretty interesting. That you had there's a mesh now between WWE and the NFL. Which, by the way, I will touch on the fact that the you had the shooting there at the NFL building on Tuesday. Again, we didn't mention it in our episode because we recorded that episode, so we didn't have that breaking news there. But was that Monday? Was it Monday or Tuesday that he did that? It might have been. It might have been late Monday, but it might have been after we did the recording. That happened. And again, a former football player. I believe he played in the CFL.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to mention his name here because fuck him. But he was going to attack the offices of the NFL. That was his goal.
Yes.
He took the wrong elevator. And because apparently there's particular elevator banks you have to take. The NFL, I believe they said, is on the third and fourth floor. He took the elevator bank that took him up to the mid-level, which is like I think he got off on the 33rd floor. Yeah. Which all the conspiracy theorists on fucking Twitter were losing their mind. 33! It's masonry! Oh my god, it's a Freemason! Dude, I'm telling you, the Illuminati is part of it. Are you fucking relax?
Yeah.
He had a suicide note, said that he had CTE and that's why he was crazy. I think the guy was just fucking crazy. Because I was going to say, like, well, you haven't seen Antonio Brown shoot up at... okay, all right, maybe, I don't know. But then he went, I believe he shot himself in the head. So I'm not sure how they're going to find out if he had CTE or not. Because he's like, check my brain after I die to see if I had CTE. Well, you could have left it in a little bit better of condition, but you didn't. Yeah. But again, we lost a New York City police officer who was off duty. We lost security guard at the building. And I believe there was 3 other people who were at a I forget the name of the company. It was Blackstone or something like that. It wasn't BlackRock, but they lost their lives as well. So terrible tragedy, dumb shit for dumb reason. Also, I've been to New York. I've walked around New York. I've lived in New York my whole life. Living here right across the bay from New York and Bayonne. How do you walk around with an M1 in New York City? Yeah. Like that to me is fucking wild.
It wasn't like it was like from the steel frames I've seen. Like it wasn't like.
He didn't have he wasn't in the trench coat mafia. He wasn't, he wasn't have anything like that. He wasn't Neo from the Matrix. He just had a regular ass suit on and just walking around with an M1. Did nobody stop and say, mate, excuse me? So, I understand you don't want to direct the ire of somebody who is armed with a military rifle. I understand that, but I don't know. That's just to me. That's just wild. There's a lot of wild things about that, but either way, sympathies to all who have been affected by that. The NFL, they said they've closed the office for now. Everybody's either working remotely or has time off, as understood. Clearly understandable. There was a couple memos that sent out, so. All that completely messed up. I agree with you. ELS messed up. He says, all I can say is some people don't have brain cells. Well, he doesn't anymore. Blew him out the back of his fucking skull. Anyway, so again, we were going to start off this episode talking about Christian Wilkins and his situation with the Raiders. We know that the Raiders ended up terminating his contract, releasing him. He was going back after him, saying that they breached the contract. The Raiders said he breached the contract because he wasn't rehabbing correctly and wouldn't be available, and therefore was breaching the contract. He said that he went for second medical opinions, which is allowed under the CBA, and they said yes, but we still need you to rehab with us, and he wasn't doing that. So it's a whole big thing. Then it came out that apparently there was a bit of an HR issue with Mr. Wilkins in the locker room, and everybody was wondering, like, what is this going on? What's going on? Nobody knows. There was a report from an unnamed source, so take that for what it is.
Yeah.
That he was that he had kissed another player, apparently like on the forehead, kind of, I guess in a mocking fashion or something, kind of like, mwah! Something like that.
Yeah.
So he wasn't going like, or maybe he did on his forehead. I don't know. I wasn't there. I'm not a doctor. But yeah, so that had come out. And then when the question started being asked of some of the teammates, like, it was very weird because they were just sitting there saying, like, I don't really want to say anything about it. The only thing I'll say about it is if you're going through some mental health issues, or you got something like that, don't worry about. Reach out, talk to somebody. There's always going to be someone to talk to you. So just wanted to say that, man. I'm just like, what else was going on? Like, why are we doing this? So we were going to go all into that deep dive, see what's going on, because again, there's a couple things happening. But nothing truly big or spectacular. And then right before we came on the air, about an hour before we came on the air, there was a news. There was a breaking news. Even put out the graphic on Stay Tuned Sports for it. That everybody's favorite unk, Shannon Sharpe, has been released from ESPN. ESPN has cut all ties with Shannon Sharpe. He is no longer there at ESPN. He had just got there for First Take. I believe he started in, like, he was not there long.
No, a year, maybe 2 years tops.
Yeah, not even that. I think it was literally a couple months.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was not there. Like, that's what I mean. He was not there long at all when he left FS1. And then at ESPN, like, he was there. I don't know. I'd have to see. How long was Shannon Sharpe? This is why we have the good old Google machine. That's why I love Google. Because that's it. He took the leave of absence, I believe, in April. How long was Shannon Sharpe employed by ESPN? Thank you for not help. Okay. Oh, that's why I'm not on the Google machine. I'm on the other one. All right, it's going to take a little bit because I got to jump back over to this one now. Jesus Christ. How long was Shannon Sharpe? This is exhilarating television, by the way. Dead air is awful. I'm trying to see if I can find anything on this. Yeah, he only signed in 2024.
Okay.
This is from Yahoo. He signed a multi-year contract at ESPN in 2024, but he hasn't appeared since April. Yeah, and he only made his, like, it's about a year, and that's the longest. Like, I think it was actually a lot shorter than that. But either way, he's gone. So he had a multi-year, multi-million-dollar deal with ESPN. That is now gone. So he's lost that. As we were discussing a little earlier. Oh, why is that there? I don't want that there. All over a OnlyFans girl that he was stupping, and then she went ahead and filed a $50 million lawsuit That was settled. I believe it was either settled today, or was it just? Let me see. When was that
I think it was
actually settled?
I think it was settled yesterday or day before, because that's why I was kind of surprised that they let him go.
Oh,
so
2 weeks ago. It was about 2 weeks ago that he did that. And she was, I believe, 20 years old. He's 57. She's 20. Yeah. Now, and again, not that I have any problem with someone older dating someone younger, whether it's an older man and a younger woman, whether it's an older woman and a younger man. If you're legal, you're legal. Some people might look at you weird. I might look at you weird. But in the eyes of the law, whatever. You know, as long as you don't do anything like fuck it, like as long as you weren't grooming them since they were 13 or something, as long as they're like, hey, I was their nanny or something, or I used to babysit. You start saying that shit, then I'm like, all right, why don't you have a seat? I got Chris Hansen over here, you know. But outside of that, like whatever, I judge no one.
Yeah.
But I'm about to judge the shit out of Shannon Sharp because, brother, like listen, I'm a man. I'm surprised. You, Jimbo, you're a man, correct? You've got male blood running through them veins and testosterone, and we all find the female form attractive. I'll say that we're men. We're heterosexual men. I'll say that. Yes. You know, male heterosexual male find women attractive. Okay. You gotta be fucking smart. Now, see, here's the thing. I'm dumb as shit. And I'm poor as shit.
I was, no offense, I was going to add that.
Yes. Dumb, poor. Me. And I still feel like I've made better sexual choices in my life than Shannon Sharp. And that's with nothing to offer.
Yeah.
I've got literally nothing to offer. And I've still turned down sexual encounters because I looked at the situation and said, this is not going to end well. I just knew it. You have the ability to see things and like, I know this isn't going to work out. And some of those situations were fine. Some of them were a lot easier to turn down than others. I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
Some were very hard to turn down. But you still knew there's no way this ends well.
Yeah.
Shannon doesn't seem to understand this. Because this man, again, like I said, he lost his multi-million-dollar, multi-year contract with ESPN. But this is the thing I think people are failing to get, because I've seen this on Twitter as well, where people are like, man, this guy screwed it up all for a little piece of strange, as it were. And people were like, his podcast is fine, the Nightcap is fine, Club Shay Shay's fine, he's still doing great. And he gets a lot of views, he does all that, and that's great. The problem is, now sponsors aren't going to be as willing to jump on that.
Yes.
And on top of that, I don't know if you remember, just before this news broke, there were talks that he was going to have an offer for, I didn't know if it was Club Shay Shay, the Nightcap, or both. He was getting an offer for those podcasts. For I believe it was $123 million.
Yeah.
That offer is gone.
Yep.
So not only did he lose his multi-million-dollar, multi-year contract with ESPN, not only now does he not have that persona that sponsors want to be associated with, he's also lost potentially, if the offer, the podcast offer is correct, he's lost $123 million just to fucking OnlyFans girl.
Yep.
Who, if I can be honest with you, can we be? I feel it's a safe space. I feel we can be honest with each other. You, me, guys in the chat, anybody who's watching right now. I feel we can be. This is an open space, safe space. We can all be honest with each other. That girl wasn't worth a fucking Applebee's dinner. All right, like, is she attractive? Sure. I'm not arguing that. I think she's attractive. Sure.
Yeah.
Is she a $25 million settlement fucking attractive in which you've also lost well over 100 and maybe $150 million between your ESPN contract and podcast offer? There ain't a woman in the world who's that fucking attractive.
Yeah. Well,
No. No. Even no? Yeah, but I don't think Sydney would ruin your life like that. She might. I might let her. I don't know. You know.
Yeah.
But here's the other thing. Just in case you wanted to know, everybody, by the way, she's retired from OnlyFans. Wonder why? Wonder if it could be the brand new $25 million she just got. So that time of her life and her career is imagine being able to retire at 20. You take a couple of dicks, and now you're retired for the rest of your life. God, what a life! What a life! That's why when people do that stuff, it's like, oh, would you suck a D for like $1 billion? Man, I would do that for like $500,000. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Right now, I might do it for 50 in this economy. Like, what are we talking about? This girl's got $25 million. We're sucking an old man's dong.
Now, is she the one that was in the audio?
I don't know. That's never been confirmed. Shay's never talked about it. I assume.
That's what I would think.
I would assume it was. Don't give me that fucking eye, hamster. You do this thing. You do it for $20 and a box of Popeye's chicken. I don't want to hear shit from you.
And my other thing too is like, you know, if you wanted to have a one night stand or whatnot, okay, fine. But
that's what I mean.
She's OnlyFans. Like
that's you know what you do in that
flags there.
In that situation, you do what Derek Jeter used to do. You have them over for the night. You have a nice night out. You give them a gift basket in the morning, and you show them on their way. That's how you do the situation.
Yeah.
Hamster says Wilkins will let you do that too. I'm sure he'd let you do it too. And if he gets his $37 million guaranteed from the Raiders, doors open, brother. Listen, if I got offered $37 million to gag down on, are you out of your mind? You're out of your mind to say no. You're out of your mind to say no. In this economy?
I mean, shit. Even look at the Chargers offensive lineman that just signed like the biggest contract.
Oh yeah.
Years ago. They broke it down after taxes, like after federal tax.
He plays in California. Holy shit!
So he went from, $30 a year to only take home, I should say, $12 million.
Which is,
I still do it.
That's like, listen, right there. That just tells you though, man. Like, if I had the choice to play in, for the Rams or the Chargers or the 49ers or the Dolphins or the Buccaneers or the Jaguars or the Cowboys or the Texans or the Titans, I'm going to the state without income tax. Sorry. I'm going to Texas, Florida, or Tennessee. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you want to play? You can play for the New York Giants. Yeah, and everyone's like, oh, New York taxes, but they play in New Jersey. Yeah, I got to tell you, folks, New Jersey's taxes aren't any better. In fact, our property taxes are pretty fucking awful. So, hamster, listen, love is love, especially for $25 million. Like, what are we even talking about here? Like, this is like, listen, I'm a straight arrow. I'm as straight as they come. $25 million.
So with the settlement and all this now, does Shannon ever recover? Does Shannon ever show back up on TV?
Here's the thing. You like the podcasts are going to be fine. Like he'll still do Nightcap. He'll still do Club Shay Shay. I think those will probably still pull numbers. Especially if he does an episode where he talks about the whole situation or something like that. If he's allowed to, I don't know what the terms of the settlement are or not.
Yeah.
But it feels like, yeah, like what it was or what it could have been, especially from an advertiser or marketing standpoint, where the amount of money they could make, I think that part is going to be hard to get back to where it was.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know who right now is going to pay the $123 million offer for the podcasts right now. And that's a shame because, again, he built that Club Shay Shay, especially, like, you think back to the Cat Williams interview and all the other ones that he did. Yeah, like, there's a lot that he could, that he built up in that is now gone because of this situation. And it's just, listen, it's a lesson to every guy out there. It's a lesson to everybody, really. More so for the guys, I think so, but I think it's to anybody who finds themselves in that kind of situation. Like, if you are successful, if you have things going right for you, you have to be more careful in the decisions you make. You have to be, and even, like, if you plan to be successful, you have to be careful in your road up to that spot, to be careful with your decisions. Some people can make stupid mistakes or live life a little bit more freely and whimsically or do whatever they want to do. If you're going to be that kind of person, you can't. Like, there's a reason I can't run for political office anywhere. Because the internet exists. And people can go and see things. Like I've said in this episode, he said he would suck dick for $10 million. Can't run for office with that. That's going to be a clip that's going to be up everywhere you sit.
Yeah.
So can't do it. Like for certain things like that, you have to be aware of that. And it just seems like. And listen, Shannon is, for being 57, he's big. He's built. Yeah. He can pull. You know what I mean? Like he does. I don't understand the thought process that he had. I think. Well, okay, I kind of do. He saw a fine young woman and thought, I want young, fine woman. And didn't see every single red flag along the way, including the giant one that said OnlyFans on it. That's a huge red flag. Yeah. Someone who does sexual things for money going after somebody who has a lot of money? What could go wrong? Well, we found out.
Yeah.
So, best of luck to Shannon on the rest of the way. I certainly hope that the podcasts do well. ESPN still has a problem though because they're still stuck now with Stephen A. Smith. So, and
well, I mean, maybe this was good for ESPN because last week the Dallas Cowboys training camp, they're like, oh, Dak Prescott, show the video, Dak Prescott touchdown to Pickens. And it came out 3 hours later. Here, it was a video from the year before, and it was Dak Prescott throwing to Brandon Cooks. So Pickens wasn't even in the video. Like, come on, ESPN.
ESPN, that time is come and gone. ESPN is... That's the sad thing. I remember when ESPN was... Like, you had to watch it. Like, when you woke up in the morning, you watched Sports Center... it was either Dan Patrick, it was either Dan and Keith, repeat from the night show, or you had Dan Patrick on there. That's how old I am. Dan Patrick was still there. Rich Eisen, Kenny Mayne, very early on, Scott Van Pelt when he had hair. It was can't miss. Like, you had to watch ESPN. It was everything. And not only was it entertaining, but the information was there, and it was just good.
Yeah.
And boy, it's been. I want to say it's since Disney took over, which is I think over 25 years now. I think it was around 2000. It was very early 2000s when Disney bought ABC and ESPN and all of them. But like it was a slow decline at first, and honestly, I want to probably since like 2008 2010, it's been a precipitous fall in quality. I remember like afternoons PTI and Around the Horn had to watch. Now I can't tell you the last time I've watched either show. I can't tell you the last time I've tuned in to SportsCenter to have it be SportsCenter. I remember when I was, to go to sleep, I would put ESPN News on. I loved it. They had the bottom line ticker, and it was just the same stuff, and you had to go, like, it was fine. Now ESPN News is no news. It's other shit. It's like produced programming, and they don't even have the bottom. Like, that was the good thing about ESPN News is that it had the bottom line. It had all the information, even when the commercials were playing, so you knew things were happening. Now, gone. You don't know. Commercials more important. Oh, fuck. So, ESPN is just, listen, we could do a whole episode about the fall of ESPN, or just how bad it is, And I did see that ELS, that Xavier Woolley, who left practice after banging his head in yesterday's practice with the Chiefs, has entered the concussion protocol.
I wonder if Wilkins came over and kissed his head for,
So, yes, let's talk about this Christian Wilkins situation. And let's get away from the whole Shannon Sharp thing and what we would or would not do for millions and millions of dollars because, it's making hamster uncomfortable. ELS, as always, puts it in such a succinct package. ESPN used to be good. Now ESPN is shit. I mean, it's simple, to the point, but you get the message. ELS, you're 100% correct. So Christian Wilkins, the situation with the Raiders was last week he was released unconditionally, and they said they're voiding his contract. That was the big thing, voiding the contract. He was getting none of his guaranteed money, anything like that. They said that he broke the terms of the deal, therefore contract's void. We're not giving him any more money. He filed a grievance with the NFLPA, who's going through their own shit right now, and. So that's going to be a legal battle. You knew that was going to happen anyway. It's not, that's nothing there is new.
Yeah.
It came out that it was, he injured his foot last year. Raiders wanted him to get surgery. He didn't want to get surgery. He went and got second opinions. Some of the second opinion doctors said he didn't need surgery. The doctors that the Raiders talked to said that he did. I believe the Raiders also had a second independent doctor come in and said that he did. And they wanted him to get surgery so he could be ready for the start of the season. He didn't want to. Here we are at training camp. His foot's not healed. His foot's not ready. So they said, you know what? We're doing that. So that's kind of where we were at. And in all fairness, as kind of unfortunate as the situation is, it's kind of, I don't want to say normal, but it seemed to be going towards a normal path. There was a contract. Raiders think player broke contract, voided contract and waived him. Player doesn't think he broke contract, wants his money, so whatever, legal battle, fine. Like, that's story, interesting, but, par for the course, as it were, in sports news. Then things started getting fucking weird. Because then we had reports coming out saying that there might be an HR issue along with Christian Wilkins and his release. So now the question was it just the foot issue, or was it another factor or several other factors that caused him to be released with prejudice, as it were?
Yeah.
So that was a question for a while, for a couple hours. Then, and I forget who it was. I believe it was a wonderful young lady who's an NFL reporter. I forget her name right now. But she came out with a report that said sources within the Raiders organization told her that the HR issue with Christian Wilkins, at least one of them, was that he unwantingly kissed a fellow teammate. So you see that, and then you're like, what the fuck? Like what? Like what are we? What do you can't just end a tweet like that. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
So then it was further clarified that it was a kiss on the forehead, like in a joking or mocking manner, that caused an apparent issue with him and this other player in the locker room, and maybe some other players that jumped in. So it was a weird, uncomfortable situation, as it was described by everybody. So that's kind of where we sit now, as far as the whole Christian Wilkins situation goes. I don't believe there's been too much else outside of that. But now it's just a question of, was there anything else? Because that's the other thing too. Like I said, we talked about it a little bit earlier during the press conferences during training camp. Like, a lot of the players have acted very strangely when asked about it. Usually, if asked about it, it's like, I'm not going to comment on that, or, it is what it is. We're not commenting on it, whatever. But when you have players going up there commenting like, I don't want to comment on that, but I'll just say, if you're suffering from any kind of mental health issues, or if you feel like you don't have anybody to talk to, you do have people to talk to. There's people around. Go find somebody out there for you. So I'm here. Other people are there. Don't worry. We want you like that. So then you start thinking, what the fuck was going on in that Raiders locker room?
Yeah.
And what are your thoughts on this entire situation right now, Jimbo, as we stand with the little bit that we do know? And again, a lot of it is speculation and unnamed sources and all this kind of stuff. But like, we went from just a simple contract dispute to what the fuck is going on?
Yeah. When it came out about the whole kiss on the forehead thing, like, I just kind of chuckled at that. I'm like, wait, that's why I know that's, sexual harassment in the workplace and all that stuff. But first off, don't forget he is the player that gave an oil check back in college, the one play.
Oh, he did it in the NFL too? He grabbed what's his face's junk.
Yeah. So like, I'm not too surprised by that.
I forget who it was. Was it Rodgers? It was somebody.
Yeah, I forget who the NFL team was, but then like, so you had the contract dispute over the injury, then you had this, and I'm like, all right, well, the kiss thing is just kind of stupid and silly, but the contract thing, I could see it both sides. And then when that player, I forget the player's name, got up there and was talking about mental health and this and that, I'm like, what? Same thing. Like, what was going on? Like, there's more. There's definitely more to the story. Like, there has to be other incidences for that player to come out and say, hey, if you're going through stuff, go talk to somebody. Anybody's out there to listen to you, blah blah. I'm thinking a player would not say that just over a goofing off, kiss on the forehead type thing. Like, I'm curious to know what other incidences were going on there. But as far as the contract dispute, I think he's going to win it. I think he'll get that money.
By the way, I believe it was Josh Allen he grabbed.
There you go. Yeah, that's what it was.
It was Josh Allen he grabbed, and then obviously we talked about he did it a couple of times in college.
Yeah.
And John Feliciano, former offensive lineman there in the NFL, says Christian Wilkins was always freaky after he was reportedly released by the Raiders. His official quote was, "Brother always been a little freaky." So again, this appears to be like an ongoing pattern, if you will, for this guy. So then that makes me wonder if the things in the locker room too were like, was he doing cup checks going around the place? Was he grabbing dongs? Was he like in a way bullying the player that he kissed, like by doing the cup? Well, that's
checks
what I mean. Like, because the way it was
Yeah.
described is that it was done in a mocking fashion. So kind of just like, hey, you fucking blah, So it makes me, all that kind of stuff. But like on top of that, or was it like, Man, I liked grabbing your dick. Mwah. Like what? Like we don't know.
Yeah.
Either way, apparently, is a possibility with the way this guy was acting. So, Hamster says Josh Allen in the chat, so he made sure. Hamster says I heard someone say he had a kissing booth in the showers. I'm going to say that's unsubstantiated for now, although who knows what happens. Again, it's unnamed sources from Hamster here in our chat saying that. But, like, there's a pattern of odd behavior when it comes to this guy. And that's the shame of it is because, like, when it comes to football, apparently not bad,
Yeah.
But, listen, you don't make it to the NFL if you're not good.
Yeah.
That's just as the worst NFL player is still better than 99.9998% of football players out there. That's just a fact. But again, it's a situation where why you got to be weird about it, man? Like, why do you got to do weird shit? Like, why do you got to grab Dom?
See, that's what I mean. Like, I wish some of these players would come out about it, like say exactly what's going on, because all we have right now is what Wilkins.
Well, because then you're talking
doing.
about that's. I think you could walk into legal problems with that.
I guess.
I think you could walk into legal problems with that if you start saying shit and he's like, well, that didn't happen. I'm suing you for libel or I'm suing you for slander or whatever the case is. Like you can't so I understand maybe play and again. Another thing is a lot of players, even in those kind of situations, the locker room is a sacred place. Whatever happens in there, good or bad, stays in a locker room. So, I understand that as well. And I think eventually we'll hear what was he doing in there? Because the thing is, I believe the Raiders let him go because of the foot situation. It was he wasn't rehabbing. He didn't want to get the surgery. He was not doing anything to progress himself to getting closer to be able to play for this season. And that's a breach of the contract, so that's why they let him go. That's the reason why I think they let him go. All this other stuff, it's salacious. Don't get me wrong. It's wonderful stuff that we can sit here and talk about, and goes on to the on social media and onto the sports networks and things like that. And it's something we could sit here and bullshit about. But I don't know if that's the cause or the reason why. I think it just maybe adds to what people would say is a reason to let him go. It's not only was it because he wouldn't rehab the foot, but also guy just couldn't keep his fucking hands to himself. I wonder if that's a case.
Is none of the players will come to HR fully and say, yeah, this is what happens. You got to do something. And HR said, okay, something is going on. Let's use the injury as a way out of this.
I mean, it could be. But here's the thing. I don't think you would make that decision and also then say we're getting rid of everything for the the $37 million guarantee, all that kind of stuff. We're avoiding all that if that wasn't on solid ground. You're not doing that as he's doing everything else, but let's do this and see if that can be what we use for that. The excuse to get rid of him. I think that in and of itself, the foot injury would have to be on pretty solid legal ground already for you to go ahead and terminate the contract. So that had to be there. And that could be the case where it feels more like they were willing to put up with the bullshit so long as he was on the field playing and playing well.
Yeah.
But once that part of it was done, once he showed that I'm not even going to try to rehab, I'm not even thinking about getting surgery, I don't care if I'm ready for the beginning of the season or not, and then you add on top of that all the other shit, the Raiders were just okay, it's enough. And that's the other thing too. You think about, you got Pete Carroll in there now. You got a kind of a new regime coming in, new GM, new quarterback, new system, everything in there. They're trying to change that locker room, change the culture, change everything like that. And if you have somebody in there still kind of being that dark cloud from the past couple years there of Raider football, doing all this weird shit and then not doing anything to change himself to get better. And it's like, okay, well, and on top of that, now he's not even going to try to get ready for the season. The perfect time to just cut loose, and we'll deal with it in court, and we'll just move on from him. So it's just a very weird situation all around.
Yeah.
And I'm very perplexed. And that's the other thing too, when you stop to think about it and all the other weird shit that he's done. Like, you sit here and think about, you talk about the kissing on the forehead, it's like, oh, that's weird. And then you remember, oh yeah, he grabbed Josh Allen's dong. And it's like, oh yeah, he was sticking his finger in another reasons of players in college. And it's like, listen, the old joke, the old trope is, oh, when you're on the bottom of a fumble pile, things are pulled and things are punched and things are bit that, you never want to be on the bottom of those piles. And you get that and you understand that. But like, these things didn't happen in the bottom of a fumble pile. They're just in the bottom of tackles. And he's sitting there just like fling-a-ding-a-ding-a-ding. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Just, leave. Listen. It's a good rule of thumb for everybody. Man, woman, just listen out there. Leave the penis alone. At least in a public setting. In the workplace, in a public setting, leave the penis alone. And for Shannon Sharp, leave the OnlyFans girls alone. Make sure the OnlyFans girl leave your penis alone. It's a shame you had to learn a almost $130 to $150 million lesson. Everything involved when you take the amount that he settled for with her, and then the revenue lost from the potential podcast sale and ESPN contract, everything. He's lost hundreds of millions of dollars because you couldn't let an OnlyFans girl away from your penis. You gotta, they always say, think with this head, not with that head. And Shannon did not do that. He did not do that. And that's, I'd like to say I would be better in that situation. And like I said, I think I've made better decisions in that situation when I'm poor as shit. I have nothing to offer anybody. And I think I still made better choices in that situation than Shannon has. And on top of it too, I'm a dirty old man. Like I'm fully comfortable in admitting that. I think some people probably have picked that up in this podcast from here or there. Probably from the little bit of the conversation we had before of what I would do for $10 million. But like I like, you would think that I don't have any standards. I do. I very much do. And gotta do better, Shannon. That's all. Gotta do better. Hamster in the chat says, in about 26 hours, we have football. And indeed we do. The Hall of Fame game coming up tomorrow. I'm fairly certain we will be live streaming that. I will be live streaming anyway. Jimbo might join. Yeah. We'll see. Unless something catastrophic comes up, I think we should. Stay Tuned Sports will be live streaming that. It's honestly going to be more of just kind of like a hangout and Q&A kind of session, just kind of bullshitting around here because it is the Hall of Fame game. I mean, let's be honest. It's not going to be full of high-flying, great action. But it'll be fun. We'll have the scoreboard up there. It'll look like we're doing a regular game, and we'll just sit here and bullshit and have fun. Yeah. So if you guys want to make sure you join that.
Now, are they trying out anything during the preseason, like new rules, new
I don't believe so. I haven't seen, because, again, the kickoff rule was changed just for the, I believe they moved it back further. Okay. So now instead of kicking off at the 35, they kick off at the 30. I think that was the only major rule change that came out. So it's not even really a test. It's just like, we like the kickoff. It works. We're just moving it back a little bit further so there's less touchbacks. Because there were less touchbacks last year, but I think they underestimated how good their kickers are. Cookers. Yeah, cookers. So they finally did that, because it was originally from the 30 and they moved it up to the 35 for the last year, and then they were like, oh, okay, so they moved it back. But yeah, I don't think there's any major rule changes. As we know, they wanted to ban the tush push, especially in Green Bay, but that did not pass. So the tush push is still going to be allowed. Sorry, ELS.
God help Green Bay the first time they try it. Just saying.
Why?
Oh, I'm gonna give them so much shit.
Why? Why? It's a legal play. They're allowed to.
Well, if you want it out of the league so badly, and which, by the way, sticking with the tush push, your backup plan in Tampa Bay, he's lucky if he makes the team.
Oh, big boy?
Yeah. Hasn't practiced yet. They have him walking the football fields all practice. Trying to
but he's I've seen him doing his drill. Like, he does the drills. He's got quick legs. For a big man, he's got quick legs. He's moving. He does that, the step drill, the ladder drill, the chopping and stuff like that. It's like, he's not bad. He's doing work while he's out there.
Every time I see it's him walking with a weighted vest on, and
they're probably they are making a vested interest. Vested because he's got the weighted vest on. They are making a vested interest to cut his fat down.
Yeah,
because he is extremely fat.
Yes.
Obese even, but he does have athleticism for being as big as he is. So, and I've seen the clips of him when he does do the workouts, when he does the calisthenics, when he does the the chop and everything like that. I guess he hasn't gone pads on yet, and he hasn't been maybe part of the drills yet. So they're kind of working on him that way. But I think he's going to make the team. I mean, you don't waste a draft pick like that. Like, you're not going to waste a draft pick on a kid. So I believe, and he was drafted. Was he an inside free agent or draft?
No, I'm pretty sure he was drafted.
So let me see. Tampa Bay. I don't know. Tampa Bay 400 pounds. Let's see. Maybe that'll bring up something. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I see that on. They did place him on the non-football injury list due to weight. He's on there because of weight. So that's it. They have him walking around there. I do see the clips there with the weighted vest on, walking around, trying to lose the weight down there in Florida. It's gonna work.
Yeah.
But I like it. Listen, if Frank can do it, anybody can do it.
True.
And I think that maybe that's what you have to do. Show him Frank.
Yeah.
And be like, you can do this. You can do it.
You can do it.
And that's it. Like, that's the one thing. Love Frank, hate Frank. Anybody from Barstool, Frank the Tank. Love him, hate him, anything like that. If you're not like if you just feel lethargic one day, if you're just like, life sucks, I don't want to get up, I don't want to do anything like that. If you can't see what Frank has done in 2 years, I think it's been since he started doing the Frank's Walk stuff with Matt Jenks there, and the amount of what he's lost, a significant sized person.
Yeah.
He's lost like 250 pounds. He's lost a lot of weight just by walking. And to the fact that they made it a thing where Frank walks and they interview somebody while he walks. Like, you can do that. It's possible. So if you can't get inspired by that, then you just can't be inspired. Says the guy who doesn't go out or do anything or walk or nothing.
Yeah,
so.
But and again, it's so freaking hot and humid out. I can't blame you for not wanting to go outside and do it.
ELS says, Jimbo, watch out this night. You might have a train fall on you. Let's not forget that ELS does have the power to conjure trains. So you don't want to, like I said, I don't, that's why I don't piss off ELS, Yeah. But then again, I feel like there's not a lot of, there's not a lot of Giants Packers animosity. I don't feel like anyway. Tom Grassi, I think, feels differently. Tom Grassi, for some reason, hates the Giants tremendously. I don't understand that, but, whatever. God bless you, Tom.
Well, just wait till the Packers push a rule that the Giants got to start Evan Neal every game at right tackle.
I'll tell you what, though. At guard might be his spot. Because in the practices that I've watched and you've seen like that, like everybody showed the one, it's like, oh, Giants are back in midseason form when they showed the outside edgers running in and basically sacking the quarterback before he even had a chance to move.
Yeah.
The thing that people miss about that, if you look on the inside, Evan Neal has got his guy like a boss. Like he is doing well. It's like, okay, yes, no, not great for our outside guys. Our tackles still need work. But boy, Evan Neal on the inside looking good. I was like, maybe there's hope. And I believe I forget who it was. It might have been Schlereth, who again I'm not a big fan of. Or it might have been somebody else, but it was like, this is one and done for Evan Neal now. Like there's nowhere else to go. It's either you do good at guard, or you're no longer a New York Giant. Like this is where it is. So you have to make this work. And so far it looks promising. And maybe that's just the deal. He didn't have the ability to hold that edge on the outside. And being a tackle in the NFL these days, not great. Like you really have to be a top flight offensive lineman to be an offensive tackle in the NFL these days. Absolutely 100%. But if he can play guard the way I've seen clips of him during a practice play guard. Now again, we're talking about practice. It's training camp. Everybody's going either 50 or 75%. I understand that. I'm not going to go on a big rant today about it. But it looks promising. I'm not giving him a pass yet. He's got to prove it in games.
Yeah.
But it looks promising. So I'll give him that. I'll give him that. Speaking of training camp and people showing up, Trey Hendrickson has ended his holdout and is attending Bengals training camp in street clothes, and he's not practicing, but he's there, ending his holdout. I believe one of the quotes that was came from him. He was asked how his contract situation stands with the Bengals, and I believe he said it is the same as it's ever been. That's all the same. So he's there. He's ended his holdout. I guess he didn't want to accrue fines or whatever. Just it's that. And the Bengals are the kind of team that once they sign a deal, they're not going to forgive the fines either. But what does this signal to you that maybe something will get done before the season? Something will get there. Or is this just, I'm only here because I don't want to get fined kind of situation?
I kind of think it's that, because I mean, if he's coming out saying that nothing really changed, then why show up? Why change what you've been doing for a week now? Technically a week since training camp has started, because now you lost all leverage. You can't just be like, oh, you know what? Okay, fine. The contracts aren't going how I wanted to. Well, I'm going home. I'm taking my ball and I'm going home, because now you look even worse now. So,
well, I mean, now the problem is now he can't. Now you can't leave. Like he can't leave now, because then as we talked about last week, that's going to present a problem. Like when we talked about Terry McLaurin, like he showed up. Well, now he can't hold out because he's already there. If he decides to hold out, then the Redskins can sit there and say, well, he's retired now, and it's a whole situation. So
I think he made the wrong move. I think he made the wrong move and should have stayed home, because whatever contract he signs, it's gonna cover the fines, no matter how much he accrues. So it's like, I think what was it, $500,000 a day or something like that. He
50. I believe it's $50K. $50K a day.
$50K, and he's going to get even $18 million a year. Like, I would have stayed home.
I get why he did it. I get why he stayed out in the first place. And I get why he's showing up and doing the hold in now instead of the hold out. Because you said like, oh, they'll cover the fines with what he's doing. This is Cincinnati. The Bengals, they'll say, hey, we're signing you a new contract, but also, like the first, it's been a week, so it's been like $150,000 or something, or more than that.
Yeah.
Because if it's $50,000 or a day, and it's been over a week since camp
They
started.
usually get like five practices in a week.
So, like, he's probably close to $1 million in fines. Like, he's got to be up there. They would be like, yeah, you know what? Here's your contract, but also we're withholding this amount of money for the fines. So, think about like that. That would not surprise me when it comes to the Bengals.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, the situation. I don't know the in or outs. I don't know what his agent has told him to do or not. I don't know what he feels like he should do or not. I don't know if he's doing this out of the goodness of his heart or if he thinks that this will help expedite something. If he thinks they're closer and that's why he's there, or if he's like, I'm here, but now that I'm here, I can talk to the media and I'm going to be a loud thorn in your side until you do something. Because every day that I'm here, guess who the media is going to shove a microphone in front of? How's the deal coming? How's the negotiation? How is any progress? Anything like so? Now that's going to be front and center every single day for you until you go ahead and give me the contract that I feel like I deserve. Yeah. So part of me thinks that is a part of it. Like, he's not there out of the goodness of his heart. Like, he's not there saying, like, I'm just here. I'm here to help the guys. I'm here for anything like that. Sure, maybe, in some sense. But I think in another sense, it's, yeah, I'm going to be here. I'm going to be here showing up, and I'm going to be open for media availability every single day, twice a day. You got 2-a-day practices. I'm going to have 2-a-day media availability. Who wants to talk to old Trey? Trey's here to talk. Who wants to talk about negotiations? Come on up. I'll give you all the skinny right here. Like, if that feels like more of that, where it's going to be public relations pressure. That's why I'm here. I'm here to talk. I'm here to talk shit until you sign me. And I'll tell you what, they got Shamar in there, and if they got Trey, if they're able to get Trey, I'm not saying that instantly makes the Bengals a Super Bowl contender, but they start to look better.
Yeah, definitely helps them.
It starts to maybe move them up the chart. Do I move them up into our rankings on the countdown before the preseason? I don't know. Probably not. But I think we'd have to see a couple weeks into the season because, again, the Bengals are a notorious slow-starting team. Maybe something happens there, and maybe they become a legitimate division threat there in the AFC North. But and again, they might be that without Trey Hendrickson. I think they would be in a far better position with Trey Hendrickson. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. And whether or not he goes somewhere else. I know some people are still saying, people are still clamoring for Terry McLaurin, thinking they got a chance at him. I think at the end of the day, I think Trey ends up in Cincinnati. I think McLaurin ends up in Washington. I don't think they're those teams know those guys are too important to their teams. Yeah. And you just got to hope that I don't think the McLaurin relationship with Washington is bad. I think the Trey Hendrickson and Cincinnati situation is hurt.
Yeah.
But money heals all wounds. So I think you have to look at it from that situation. But that, I think, could go south more quickly.
Yeah.
In the case where he just goes in, all right, fucking trade me. Like where he does the official trade request and says, clearly you guys are just sticking around with me. Get me the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
So I don't know about that. I wanted to say something here. Oh, Hamster in the chat, he was like, well, I hate Tom Grossi now, LOL, so don't even listen to him. Why do you hate Tom Grossi all of a sudden? I like Tom. Listen, I like Tom. I do. He's one of the, guys early on, about 2-3 years ago, I started watching him. And I was like, damn it, he's doing the thing I wanted to do. I didn't have a camera or a computer at that point that could do anything, but I was like, son of a bitch. I was like, because that was always my idea for like a while, and clearly he had the idea around the same time and just had the ability to do it. Whoops. But like, watch NFL games and add your own commentary to NFL games while you're watching along with it. I was like, that would have been fucking son of a bitch. But still, So I like Tom. I love his skits. I think his skits are fucking fantastic. I'd love to start doing stuff like that here on this channel if I could ever actually write anything, or have the ability to do that. I gotta get a lav mic. That's the next thing. I gotta get a little mic I can have with the phone so I can film and have good quality. Otherwise, I sound like I'm in fucking Russia. But yeah, I like Tom. I have no problem with Tom, so I don't know why you like that. I like Tom. I like Brandon Perna. I watch those guys all the time. Perna's got great content. Like I said, it's a little bit easier when you have a writing staff, and have production abilities to do that. So, again, I'm not faulting him for it. I'm glad that he has that and that he's worked hard to get that. I'm not saying he was handed anything by any means. None of these guys are, and neither are we. Just don't be hating. Don't be hating, hamster the hater, always hating everybody. Hamster says he's annoying. I just watched him because I didn't know other people did it. He made a political post that made him upset. See, that's a problem. See, don't listen. Everybody's gonna have different political views. That's why we try not to be political on this channel anyway. Yeah. Because if everybody knew I'd have left, right, and center unsubscribing for us because I'm Jimbo knows my political views. Everything sucks. One world totalitarianism. No. I get it. I understand that point, but also if you weren't aware of Tom's political leanings to begin with, it's kind of obvious his political leanings. So even with that, that's not anything to be bothered with. Like I said, there's people who are left, right, or center, whether you like that particular skew of them or not. As long as the content that they're putting out is okay, to me, that's what matters. And like I said, the content that he's put out is always good to me. It's entertaining, no matter what his political views might be. And the same with Brandon Perna. Like I said, Brandon seems like a guy I would love to hang out with.
Okay.
No matter what political points of views or anything like that, I feel like I would love to hang out with that guy, have a beer or two, and just shoot the shit. But that's just what it is, So don't hate for political. That's the other thing. Don't let the politics separate us, man. We can't let them divide us.
Sports is our only way to.
Sports is how we unite. That and staring at Sydney Sweeney ants, even though they're trying to divide us over that too, and we can't let them.
Yes.
Titties unite us all. Titties and sports. Titties, beer, sports. God, boy, that's gonna piss off a lot of people. Probably YouTube as well. Forget about being monetized. We're gonna have a debt.
Yeah.
YouTube's gonna start charging us money. Is there anything else to talk about? We touched on a lot of things. Some weird shit today. This is weird. Hamster said it was going to be a good show. I don't know about good. Fucking weird? Absolutely.
Definitely freaky.
Yes, this was definitely a show that having Wilkins on the thumbnail fits, because this show was 1,000% freaky. And so maybe that's what. Maybe that was it. Maybe it was just, having him on the thumbnail, it was just like the freakiness just
overtook us.
Well, before we go out and buy, 7 pallets of baby oil, let's go ahead and look on to get out of here. By the way, thank you so much for joining us here on Stay Tuned Sports. If you liked anything that you watched here today, maybe not the show, maybe not this show, but go ahead, hit the like, share, and subscribe button. It helps us out tremendously. Thank you so very much. If you watched us all the way through, please go ahead. I'm going to do something else. Hit 23. Type 23 in the comments. Type 23 in the chat, whatever it is. If you've watched the whole way through, well, the chat is already here. But if you're watching us not live, if you're watching this already where we're have been done recorded, hit 23 in the comments. Let us know that you've watched all the way through. Thank you so very much for all the help. By the way, links for our donation station and merch store are in the description below, as well as for voting for my nephew for Youth Athlete of the Year. Go ahead, click on that. Please vote for him and just help a kid out. Help a kid out. He deserves it. He really does. He's a great kid, and you can help. You can help make dreams come true, ladies and gentlemen. You can do that. Hamster says delete one of my dad's accounts in fantasy. Okay, I will. I did see that he has 2 in there. So I believe with that we have 3 spots left open in the fantasy football. So that is still available. The link, I will make sure I get that out onto the social media as well. Maybe I'll put it in the chat. Maybe I'll put it in the chat tomorrow. Also on social media, we have spots still open in the, well, you can, that's unlimited. As many people can join as you want. Our Friday forecast pick'em over on ESPN. We have the link out there on our social media. And also right here on YouTube in our community tab, in our community section there, in posts, you can go there, check that out. I'll start putting those in the description as well, so you can go ahead and click on those so you subscribe. And our Discord is fucking dead. ELS is trying his best to try to get it going. If you want to join our Discord, that link is in the description below as well. So we got all that there. Jimbo, any last thoughts on this Wednesday before we get the hell out of here?
No, just because it's fucking hot down here and fucking humid.
I was gonna say, you were very, you seemed very sapped. Like there was there was a couple points where I was like, oh, I'll do this, and Jimbo will talk and fill up the space, and Jimbo did not talk. I feel your brain is fried.
I was about 5 second delay because as soon as as I saw you type in, look at me, and I was like, oh, he wants me to talk, and when I went to go talk. You
all right, well, go eat some Italian ices, or just have a nice cold beer and cool yourself down on this hot, disgusting day. Same for everybody else out there, and I certainly hope that you have a wonderful Wednesday. We will see you tomorrow for the start of NFL preseason. It seems like just yesterday I was talking about how, boy, it's July, we've got football this month, and now here we are. The end of July, and we've got football. The Lions, the Chargers, Hall of Fame game. We'll be watching along with it. Hope to see you here tomorrow. Until then, my name is King. That is your good friend Jimbo right over there. This has been Stay Tuned Sports. Everybody, please have yourself a wonderful rest of your Wednesday.